Although the start of the new Premier League season doesn't coincide with the end of the summer transfer window, it's fair to say it could lead to a few major sagas speeding up. With that in mind, here's our latest look at some of the 12 biggest sagas that should be resolved soon, including insight into the Alexander Isak to Liverpool situation and imminent deals for Manchester United and Chelsea. Alexander Isak: what's happened so far? Liverpool have had a £110 million bid rejected, as per BBC Sport, while Alexander Isak has also only recently returned to Newcastle United training after informing the club of his desire to leave. There has also been some interest from the Saudi Pro League, but nothing concrete, with the Sweden international keen on Liverpool but not currently thought to be giving serious consideration to leaving Europe. It's also well known that Isak has previously been on the radar of other top clubs such as Arsenal and Chelsea, but without much optimism that a deal would be possible due to Newcastle's demands. At the time of writing, it doesn't look like there are any major developments, but we fully expect Liverpool to come back and with an improved offer. Fabrizio Romano has spoken on his YouTube channel about LFC being serious about Isak, assuring him, "We are here, we are ready. We have the money. We are prepared to make something important." Romano is not one for sensationalism. If he's getting any indication that Liverpool still want Isak, and they have the money to afford the deal, then it is absolutely one to watch. Newcastle's pursuit of a new striker is also a reasonable clue that they're not exactly banking on keeping their star player, but more on that to come. CaughtOffside's information earlier this summer was that Arsenal had agreed the first part of payment terms with Crystal Palace for Eze. This was checked by multiple reliable sources, though the saga has dragged on, as can happen when there are various moving parts involved. Alternatively, other sources such as The Times and Football Transfers are suggesting that the Gunners will bid soon, which sounds more different than it actually is. The reality is that clubs rarely table official bids until there has already been some indication during initial discussions of what kind of bid could realistically be accepted. Our information remains that Arsenal have been given encouragement on the Eze deal, but read on for more on why it might be one that drags on towards the end of the window. What is likely to happen next? At this point, there can be no concrete guarantee about where Eze will be playing his football after the September 1st deadline, but Arsenal definitely want the player. The England international's release clause expiring is not expected to have a major impact on how the saga plays out, as Arsenal's intention has always been to negotiate around that. As others have reported, Palace have been clear about expecting as much as £35 million up front, though other sources have also thrown out figures closer to £40 million. Both of these would be tricky for Arsenal. Keep an eye on player sales at the Emirates Stadium. It may be that cashing in on players like Leandro Trossard or Fabio Vieira will enable the club to go into the final stage of Eze negotiations with a bit more financial leeway. Benjamin Sesko: what's happened so far? This has accelerated in the last few days, with Manchester United now widely reported as closing in on the signing of Benjamin Sesko for around €75 million plus €10 million in add-ons, according to The Athletic and others. Despite Newcastle also being interested as they potentially prepare to replace Isak up front, it's understood that Sesko never gave the Magpies his green light on personal terms, with Man United then emerging as the Slovenia international's clear preference. Arsenal also held talks over Sesko earlier in the summer, but struggled to reach a compromise with RB Leipzig, moving on to sign Victor Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon instead.